Today's video is going to be about a topic that I just want to touch on because it's happening to me, and I've been asked this question before too. Selling airsoft guns, gear, replicas, anything, from a helmet to a vest to a rifle to a pistol, selling anything. My general rule of thumb has been take the total cost of the item that you bought. Include all the extras that you bought with it. And then take that price, divide it in half, and that's how much you're going to get for it. Now, some people will disagree with it, and this is just how I sell stuff. And I'll use as an example a particular weapon that I have. The first airsoft gun I got, my Classic Army M249. MK2. That was one of the original Classic Army M249s they put out. Came with a Classic Army high cap and a box mag, a bipod, and it was fantastic. Even came with an 8.4 battery and a charger, wall-work charger. So right away I've upgraded it to two 9-volt batteries, put a sling on it, put the fake bullets on it. I didn't know any better, so I bought extra box mags. And when I say I bought extra box mags, I didn't know that you could open the box mag up and dump BBs into it. I thought you had to take it off, put another box mag on full of BBs. But anyway, so I have 3 box mags, well, actually 4 box mags. One is a nutsack that you just press the button and it winds. I have a stock one. I have a star one that auto winds when it hears sound activated. And I have one I rewired to XT60 connectors that when you pull the trigger, it shoots, or it winds the gearbox, or the drum mag. I have a special 249 case with special cutouts that I bought for it. And probably I'm forgetting a lot of other stuff that I was including. Oh, it had a charger. I bought a charger for it, a trickle charger for it, and it's in the box. Couple other bells and whistles, and I also bought another complete gearbox for it so that I had it. Well, by the time I added that all up, it was $1,200. Original cost on that gun was $450. That case was $250. So right away, you got $700 before you even start with all the other extras that I bought. Those those box mags weren't cheap either. And so I add it all up and I come up with $600. Now, whether I'm going to sell that or not, that's my first airsoft gun. I'm a little bit about selling it, but that's an example of how I sell things. I recently saw a gentleman that had bought a new rifle. I forget the model, but he had bought it less than 6 months ago. And he went on an upgrade kick. He bought a new stock for it. He put front grip on it. Front forward grip. He put a silencer on it, a scope, mounts and scope, like a 3X like red dot type thing he put on it, real nice. He did put a high torque motor in it, and he put a longer barrel and a new bucking in it and a new hop up. Wired it to Dean's, 2 Dean's batteries, and he bought a bunch of mags for it. So he has like $400 in it. Close to $400 in it. I think he said 4.5. Well, he wanted to sell it for 4.5. And the gun is less than 6 months old, and he's taken it apart and did work on it. So right away you got to figure, did he put it back together good? Did he mess up the nozzle? Is there a problem with it? Did he get the motor in right? Did he break a tab off and just solder the wires on? You got to wonder, like, how good is his skill on the upgrades that he did. The external stuff anyone can do. But the internal stuff is simple. The motor and a barrel and a bucking and a hop-up change, those are simplistic. But you could screw those up and the gun could be shooting horrible. Could have like horrible compression. You lose the spring in there to hold it against the gearbox. And the guy's wondering why it shoots 250 and then shoots 400, then 250 and 400. You don't know. You don't know what you're buying and how good of a tech skill he had. I'm just using that as an example. To me, if he spent $450 on that and all the parts in that, and it's less than 6 months old, you might get 3 for it. That would be a good price. $300, he would move that. At $400, $450, he's not going to get back what he put into the gun. Also has a sling on it too. I just forgot to mention that. That's the big thing that I see. That someone says, "Oh, I like rewired the gearbox and shimmed it and new bearings and bushings and did all this stuff and going to new motor and new barrel and sorbo pads and they did all this work and you don't know if their skill is up to the par for all the upgrades that they did." And you're wondering, well, if it's so good, why are you selling it? For me, I'm short of cash, so I'm selling off various things that I have. People have asked me where the list is, and right now I'm just selling it local, and I might put it up it's on my keeper page, the listing, and I do have only a partial listing up there of things I'm trying to sell, and I might put the listing in this video. I'm still about that because I can't send stuff through the mail. Most of these all have the original boxes, but most of these are in cases, hard cases, either storm cases or big hard cases, which would make sending them through the mail, UPS, whatever, you'd spend a fortune for the box and all the parts and everything like that, and the weight would be horrendous. You could end up spending $30, $40 on just shipping stuff out, plus the cost of the gun. So I've been doing it local so that people pick it up, but I digress. So when you're selling something, even though you spent $500 on it, that doesn't mean you're going to get $500 back. Condition of the gun, yeah, plays an important role, how it looks, stuff like that. And if you paint a gun, that takes a value away right away. Some people will love your paint job. Some people might say, oh my God, that's ugly. I'm not going to buy that. Or I'm not going to pay that for that after you painted it. So painting a gun to your specifications might look great and somebody might think they look okay, but that does detract from the price. When you open the gearbox up and do things, depending on your tech skill, if people know you have good tech skill and that you did a good job and that you took care of something, you might get a better price for it. But somebody just comes in and said, oh yeah, I replaced all the buckings and I put a new nozzle on it, I did all this, and this, and this. He said, but it's having problems shooting. And you start to look at them and say, well, all the work you did might have made it not shoot well. So it's a catch-22. So when you sell something, keep that in mind that you're never going to get back what you put into it. Airsoft guns are moving parts with electrical systems that can short out, gears that can strip, wear and tear. Somebody could have a gun for 6 months and go to a game every weekend and just hammer that on full auto, and they're selling it and the piston's ready to strip the next time he shoots it. Or the gears are just ready to just shear all the teeth off. It depends on how he used it too. You're not going to know that when you're buying a gun. When you buy a gun, it might be totally shot and sound good when you buy it, and a week later it just destroys itself because it was ready to destroy itself because of the way he used it. Granted, hopefully people will be truthful and tell you, yeah, I used this hard for like 6 months, that's why I'm only selling it for $100, or this is why I'm selling it for $200 because, I used it hard for 6 months. You take that with a grain of salt, then if something breaks, then you don't feel so bad. But if you buy something and a week or two later it breaks, and you're like, what the hell? This thing just destroyed itself, I'm going to have to put another $200 worth of parts in it. That would upset people. So always keep that in mind when you're selling stuff. What you think it's worth and what you actually can get for it are usually two different things. So, like always, you guys have a good day. Enjoy the sunshine. Up here in northeastern Pennsylvania, it's 60 today. I am shocked. See you later.